Hey guys, what is going on? Blossom is back, and today I'm going to do a Top Drives Top 10 video on the top 10 reasons why I love Top Drives. That was a lot of tops in the sentence. If you guys don't know already, this week marks the 2-year anniversary for the game Top Drives, and in fact, in about 20 minutes, will mark the 2-year anniversary for me in Top Drives. I started playing Top Drives September 5th, 2017, and there'll be a pack opening regarding that, but this video is more for Top Drives. So the game is now 2 years old. Love the game. I've played it for just about 2 years straight, and I've never had an iOS game where I've played for that long. I think the second longest I've ever played was probably Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and that was the game that I had right before Top Drives. And trust me when I say it, that game is more of a grind than Top Drives. Anyway, this is a Top Drives Top 10, my personal opinion on the top 10 reasons why I love the game. So if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments below. If you agree with me, let me know down in the comments below. Just share your opinions. I would love to know what you think. But with that said, let's drop into the top 10 reasons. So at number 10, the game is completely progressive, although it's a grind. What I mean by it's a little progressive is it's always a step forward, especially in your garage. So think about it this way. You win the McLaren 12C from the campaign. And then maybe you play a couple more months, you open a couple more packs, you get more epics, more legendaries. Okay, more legendaries from ceramic packs maybe not be a thing, but if you open some carbon fibers on the way, you might get more legendaries. So although this game has a lot to collect, if you are smart and don't sell all your cars for cash so you can do a pack opening and then quit, this game is progressive. You're always going forward in a sense. Although it's a lot of a grind, you're always going forward. Like, my garage now, compared to my garage a year ago, is a lot bigger, if you get what I mean. So it's always going in a positive direction, as long as you play it right. In number 9, my ninth reason of why I love the game is there's a sense of limitless, or unlimitless, to the game. What I mean by that is there isn't really a point in the game where you reach and you just know that you're done. I guess. Like, when you put into comparison, maybe other games I played in the past, Saints Row 3, Saints Row 4, Tomb Raider, there's a start, middle, you fight the boss at the end, you're done. Roll the credits. I do like those games, but then they won't stick that long with me. Tomb Raider was a great game, but I've only played about 25 hours of it. Top Drives is a lot different, however. I guess you can say the end game is collecting every car, but with every new update, there are gonna be more cars to collect. And it's not like for the normal player like you and me, and even me, I spend more money than the normal player, but less money than the pay to win. I'm not going to collect every prize car anytime soon, and I'm not going to collect every car in the game anytime soon. But I like that. I like that feeling of there isn't an end that I can see. It's an ongoing game, and I love that. Which brings us on to number 8. One of the reasons, or the 8th reason why I love Top Drives is the updates. I love updates in Top Drives. Honestly, when a new update ships out, or when Hutch gives me a leak, or not a leak, they like to call it a teaser. So when they give me a teaser, it feels like Christmas as a kid. To see all the new cars that are coming in, because not only you see all these new cars, you also have this mindset that these are potential cars that you can unpack, own, max out, make your own, and I think that it's a great feeling. I love the updates. I mean, honestly, even the French Renaissance update I really enjoyed, although all the cars they added were cars I didn't like. It was just fun to have a new update, new cars, right? And I think that's really, really fun. And I love the gravity of the updates as well. It's not like they add in like 2 or 3 cars. They add in like 100. Compared to maybe other games, Clash Royale that I used to play, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, they would add maybe 1 character at a time or something like that. So I kind of like how Top Drive just puts in a whole manufacturer, puts in 100 cars. I think that's great. So it brings us to number 7, or the top 7th reason, I guess, of why I love Top Drives, and that is how in-depth the cars are. Now, obviously, not every stat for every car in the game is accurate. There's so many reasons, but that makes Hutch Hutch. I love that. But yeah, I love how the game is so in-depth. You know, when you think about racing games, you only really care about, well, especially when it comes to iOS racing games, I don't think the stats even matter at that point, because you have nitrous and this and that, or maybe you really only focus on the 0 to 60 and the top speed, or the fact that it's a Ferrari or something like that. This game is really, really in depth. I love it. You not only think about the 0 to 60. I mean, when I first started playing, I only thought about the 0 to 60 and the top speed. I like cars going in a straight line. But then, the longer I played, you think about the handling, you think about the weight. Does it have traction? All that kind of stuff. It's great, and I really, really enjoy it. Even the aerodynamics come into play a little bit. So I love how everything is so in depth. Which brings me on to my sixth reason, or my top six reason that I love Top Drives, or number six spot, and that is how unique the game is structured, the strategy around it. I think it's so unique, and I think it's really fun. Every racing game I played on the iOS before Top Drives, I mean, they were fun, but they didn't last very long, and they all seemed to be the same. CSR, I really enjoyed CSR Classics. I played that for a couple months, and I finished the game. I beat the boss, and I collected just about every muscle car I wanted, which was great. But then it ended, and then less and less people played it, and then whoever runs CSR shut down the online servers for CSR Classics, and now CSR Classics is basically dead. So I can't even get back my CSR Classic garage anymore. All I have is just the memories I have in my mind. But yeah, CSR, a lot of drags. I played the first one, then I got fed up with the second one because it was all the same thing, just nicer graphics. And then you have, let's see, you have Asphalt. Asphalt to me was really fun. It's kind of that you run away from the cops, you go around the racetrack, all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, there's still going to be an end. And just about every Asphalt game, okay, I wouldn't say every Asphalt game is the same, but as the Asphalt games came on and on, I start to enjoy them less. I enjoyed 5, 6, and 7, then when the 8th one came on, Airborne, I hated it. I hated all the stupid ramps and things they made you do just to pass a mission. I thought it was just bonkers. Anyway, let's move on to number 5. The fifth reason on why I love Top Drive so much, or the top fifth reason, I guess, is there isn't really a fixed path. Each car will have a use. And what I mean by that is, when this goes back to CSR and this goes back to Asphalt, which are the two main car games I played on the iOS before Top Drive, so I'm going to be comparing them a lot. When it comes to CSR and Asphalt, you start off with a basic tier 1. You win, a set of races in the campaign. You go to tier 2, tier 3, and then, I guess you can say it's kind of the same with Top Drives. You start off using a lot of common, uncommon cars, and you go up to legendary. But when it comes to CSR, once you get to that highest rank, once you own that LaFerrari, or once you own that Shelby Cobra in the CSR Classics, or Dodge Charger, you don't really want to go back to tier 1 anymore, because why would you? You're at the top of your game. Unlike Top Drives, yes, I have the Porsche 918, but then with the events that come out, it will, I guess, force me to go back and use my uncommon Plymouth GTX or something like that. And I love it. So, a lot of my cars in my garage are usually not neglected. I mean, I can't say every single car. Obviously, my Porsche Martinis has not been used in forever, but I love how there's no fixed path. You can kind of use whatever car you want, and Clubs does a good job of that. Because I see it in Clubs, sometimes I can use Hollywood. Sometimes I can use, just common cars or whatever. That's one thing Clubs got right. Now, obviously, I'm not a huge fan of Clubs, but that's one thing they got right. So moving on to the fourth most reason why I love Top Drives is the Austin events, or I guess just the long-term events. I think Hutch did a really good job of the Austin events. All the Austins, all 6 of them, all the weekend challenges that followed, and the huge Moby Dick final in the end. I thought they did a great job about that. I guess one thing they could improve on with the Austin finals is to make sure everybody in the game knows that you need 5 Austins to win a Moby Dick. I know they've stressed that so many times, but I still get so many questions of people asking, do I need 5 Austins? Like, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know how Hutch would actually make sure everyone knows the guidelines and everything. But the Austin events was a great, great event. Everyone loves the weekend event, not just me alone. All the carbon fibers you get, ceramics, the slots. It's great. Austin event is great, and one of the best things about it is that, the Moby Dick event wasn't even that hard at the end, which was great because I don't think it should be, because the hardest part of this whole Austin challenge is just to stay loyal to the game and make sure you're just playing for a long time, the longevity, right? And that was my, I think, 9th point or something like that. So moving on to number 3, the third most reason why I love about the game is, well, It's about cars. And at the end of the day, everyone that plays Top Drives loves cars. And besides that, it's also pretty educational. Before Top Drives, trust me, I loved my cars, and I still do. But there was a lot about the automotive industry I didn't know before Top Drives. Now, before Top Drives, I was always a huge fan of American muscle cars, still am, and German hypercars, German sport cars. Um, but I was never huge on kind of like motorsport cars, you know what I mean? So before Top Drives, I didn't really pay attention to cars like the Porsche RSR, or I didn't really pay attention to the Porsche 911 GT1 road car. I'm going to use a lot of Porsche and German, uh, I guess, examples here. Another thing is roof. Yes, I knew roof existed, but that was about it. I knew there was a CTR2, a CTR, CTR3. That was it. But I never knew about, and I knew the Yellowbird obviously, but I never knew about, there was a BTR or compressor. Some really niche cars are in this game that I never knew about. And the game kind of just broadened my horizons, as cliche as that might sound, on just cars in general. Made me more of a car person, even though I was a car person already. Moving on from that, the second reason why I love the game the most is the game allows you to be completely irrational. This is a point that is more related to me than anybody else, because everybody likes to play the game for, the Bugattis. They want the Bugattis, that's fine. But what I love, or the second most reason I love about Top Drives, I guess, is the game allows you to be irrational. It gives you the freedom. Yes, it kinda indirectly tells you want to get the Bugatti so you can do well in daily challenges and all that kind of good stuff. But it doesn't really force you to do that. At the end of the day, you can collect 10 Honda Beats and 5 Porsche Martinis, and no one's going to stop you from doing that. You can't do that in other games like CSR, and, same examples, especially in CSR, or not CSR, in Asphalt. If you want like 10 Vipers, you can't get 10 Vipers. You get one Viper and you can decorate it however you want, and that's your little Viper over there. But yeah, that's why I love the freedom about Top Drives. Right now I have 6 Turbo Martinis sitting in my garage. 4 of them are fully maxed out and I never use them. Why? I just like them. I just really like them. In fact, the Martinis in my garage are kind of like the supercars in a rich billionaire's garage in Dubai. 4 GTs, 0 miles, straight off the factory, just there so he can look at it. And sometimes I must admit, I look at my garage, I look at my 5 Turbo Martinis, I look at my 5 Dodge Challenger Hellcats and be like, yeah, there's no other garage in Top Drives that has this uniqueness. So I love that freedom. But that brings us on to the number one point why I love Top Drives the most, and I think a lot of people can relate to me with this, and that is the community. When it comes to an iOS game, I don't know. I love the community around Top Drives. There's Discord servers, there are Facebook groups, WhatsApp groups, Instagram channels, and obviously YouTubers like me. And I feel like we're very niche community, but that makes us a good thing because we all know each other, we all talk to each other, and I think that's really great. Especially when it comes to even like brackets and stuff, right? I can at least name 10 people that I always see in my bracket, and if I had to do it right now, I guess. Yeah, I don't want to think, but I really can name 10 people that I always see in my bracket. Adam Yugasek, maybe GTR Turtle, Coffee Break. Who else? Macaro, Thomas Luo, a lot of people. But yeah, those are the top 10 reasons why I love Top Drives. And yeah, with that said, I can only thank Hutch for making such a great game. Obviously, it has its flaws, and if you wanted me to make a top 10 reasons why I don't like Top Drives, or the top 10 things I don't like about Top Drives, I could do that too, probably. But all in all, it's a great game because at the end of the day, I've been playing this game for 2 years straight, and I'm not bored of it yet. And when it comes to iOS games, that's the longest I've ever played one. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think. This was more of kind of like a heart-to-heart, I guess. But stay tuned for tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be a great, great day. Going to be opening a lot of packs, and probably 700k worth in carbon fibers as well. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe. Recently hit 1,700 subscribers, and I really, really enjoy and appreciate that. But with that said, I'm going to end the video with, well, just a little pack opening. About 2-3 packs. And yeah, hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Blossom out.